Right now we got Jordan Chariton on the line. So let's go to Jordan Chariton because he's got some updates from Flint, Michigan. Hey Jordan, how are you?
Hey Jimmy, hey guys.
Good to see you, buddy. So tell me what's been going on in Flint. You've been there.
So basically, I've been following that there were 6 residents arrested for the crime of voicing dissent about being poisoned too loudly. I was following that. Last night, I was able to break that there would be no charges filed against them, no misdemeanor or no felony charges. So that's good news. At the same time, I was at the Flint City Council meeting where they were voting on whether to place a 1-year moratorium. Get this. On tax liens. They've been putting tax liens on residents' homes for unpaid poisonous water bills. So I went up to the interim CFO. There's a CFO of the city of Flint, and he has been basically the driving force between putting tax liens on residents' homes. And let's just say he didn't like my questions.
So this is the guy who's in charge of the tax liens. So now what's happening to the people in Flint if they don't pay their water bill to poison themselves? That they're going to put a tax lien on their house and take it away. And this is the gentleman who's doing it. And you followed him and you asked him some questions. So what's the guy's name, Jordan?
David Sabuda.
Okay, so here it is, and let's watch this.
Mr. Sabuda, you have a second, sir? Hey, Jordan, I'm with the Young Turks. How you doing?
Okay.
Just a quick question. I was looking at some of the notes. With the Receivership Transition Board, weren't they kind of for these tax liens? And I know you're not on that board, but
I can't comment on.
Because I read the notes and it seemed like you were in favor of the tax liens.
I don't.
You don't what?
The tax liens.
Yeah, the tax liens that they just voted on.
Okay, I haven't seen or read what they have there. Okay.
But the idea of the tax liens you were for, correct?
Let's start from the beginning. What you have to realize is this is the normal process that people go through, that municipalities go through on an annual basis, okay, whether you're in Flint or any other municipality here in Michigan. So you go through this process and you roll, you look at your delinquencies and then you roll those delinquencies to the tax bill and with eventual payment coming that way.
But it's not a normal process. These residents were poisoned.
This is, well, interview's over, guys.
What do you mean?
I'll talk about.
You're saying it's a normal process. This isn't a normal process. It's a normal process when residents are poisoned and then you're trying to propose tax liens. So there you have it. This is the CFO. The CFO of the city of Flint just told me this is the normal process. And Flint is like any other municipality or city. You go through, you look at delinquencies, and as soon as I asked him a follow-up, he told me interview over. So what's striking about that is, again, it's not to be so great because the local media here does not do any interviews. They don't challenge anybody. They just kind of hold their dinner trays for the powerful.
So you're talking about the local. So Jordan, you're talking about the local media in Flint, Michigan, the corporate-owned local media, because there is no locally owned local media anymore, right?
No, basically in Flint and other places I've covered where I'm basically the only national reporter there. They sit in the back. They're taking selfies or Facebook living at the town hall. Is a perfect example. You see these residents getting roughed up, getting attacked against the wall, and literally I saw one local reporter actually go to that. The rest of them stayed in there in the back of the room with their camera people and were just continuing to watch the town hall. The stories here in Flint are generally pretty much the governor, the city mayor, the police department issue a press release. They rewrite it with their spin. They do a little New York Times style. He said this, she said this. We're too fucking lazy to tell you the truth. You figure it out. I get the complaints from the citizens here and other places, by the way, within the first conversation. Now, the media here is terrible. They're bought off. They're corrupt. So yeah, I feel like I'm like kind of this alien who's the only person in these rooms that sees something wrong. And it's not that I'm special. This is what journalism is supposed to do, to confront powerful people. And it's always striking. You see Donna Brazil or other people, as soon as you challenge them, it's like they shut down because they're not used to it. They're just used to these softballs being lobbed at them. And I didn't ask anything disrespectful. I said, what do you mean this is the normal process? Yeah, but the local media here is awful, and they've really, because of the parent companies that own them, because they have a bias towards laziness, because they have no incentive to actually do these types of stories. It's the sensational bullshit stories. We have crises like this.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip of Aggressive Progressive, why not become a member of the TYT network, and you can watch the whole hour. You know, we do a show every Thursday, and then you can watch it live when it happens as a member, or you can watch it later at your convenience because you get access to the podcast of Aggressive Progressive and other ways to get a hold of it. There's lots of stuff. Come become a member at tytnetwork.com/join.